Alright, what's going on guys? It's Almond. Welcome back to another Call of Duty Cold War video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the challenges, and specifically we're going to be going over a specific challenge in Battle Hardened, and that challenge is Tactician. We're going to be going over all the challenges listed in here, give you guys my best tips and tricks so you guys can unlock this quickly as possible. If you do enjoy this type of content, be sure to leave a like on this video, be sure to subscribe, and remember that 90% of you guys that watch me on a daily basis are not subscribed, so if you guys can do me a huge favor, subscribe. It's free, you guys can always unsubscribe later. And yeah, let's get into today's content. So when it comes to the Tactician challenges, I've had these done for a while, and this is one of my favorite calling cards other than the Elementalist one, but all the challenges are kind of like annoying, and there's certain reasons behind each one, but we'll be talking about them. So we'll go from the shadows, and then we'll make our way all the way to Rampage and give you guys all the tips and tricks you guys need. So when it comes to from the shadows, earn 50 hide and seek medals, in parentheses, kill 5 or more enemies while shrouded by Ether Shroud. So when it comes to this, make sure you guys have your Ether Shroud maxed out. So I'm gonna show you guys where you guys can do that as well. If you guys are still new to the game or anything like that, you guys go to your skills, then you go all the way to perks, or not perks, my bad, field upgrades, and you want to level up all these because Tactician has some challenges relating to all these, so you guys want to upgrade all these. Ring of Fire, Ether Shroud, Healing Aura, all these challenges. You want to make sure you have all these done, max them out, and you know that's your first step for doing these challenges. Now let's quickly go back to the challenges. So when we go back, it says get 50 more or 50 kill 4 or 5 or more enemy while shrouded by Ether Shroud. So to do this, I highly recommend that you do this like in later rounds. Yeah, you could do them in early rounds, but what happens when you're in Ether Shroud is all the zombies run away from you. So if you're doing this right at the beginning of the round, you're not gonna have a big horde and they're all just gonna be running somewhere and you won't be able to get your 5 kills. So what you would do is have another friend, maybe have, do this in public lobby when there's like a high round. When they get like a big old horde, just go into your Ether Shroud and just start using your weapons. And the thing is, this stacks, so if you kill like 10 or maybe 20, that's going to count as like 2, or that's going to count as 4. So it doesn't mean you have to kill 5, you have to wait for your next Ether Shroud, get another 5, no, you don't have to do that at all. What you guys just have to do is just have a big horde and being able to kill them. My recommendation, use the wonder weapon. Shockwave is like the best one for this specific one in early rounds. In late rounds, you might want to get the electric one, because the fire one is not going to be useful. It doesn't do as much damage. The gas one is somewhat useful, but it won't get enough kills in the matter of how long it takes to hit the zombies, so that's a bad one. Then the ice one just slows them down. It's gonna stay at a passive like 2.5k damage rate. It's not going to do a lot, so I won't even use it. So if you're going to upgrade it, electric is the way. If not, use shockwave by itself. Those are the ways. And you can use other weapons. You can use a shotgun, you can use other weapons. A ray gun would be really useful for this as well. Just make sure you use your Ether Shroud and then start spamming your gun and try to get those kills. But shockwave or the DIE would be the best way of doing this. Then we have the wood chipper. Kill 5 or more enemies with a single tomahawk. And the thing is, a lot of people are like, oh, how do you get a tomahawk? You can actually go to the crafting benches and actually craft a tomahawk with your salvage. You can do it that way, but usually tomahawks are actually pretty easy to find because zombies are always dropping equipment. Depending on the weapon setup you have, you can build it so zombies drop more equipment. And when you do that, you'll be able to get like grenades, all that type of stuff that you need. And tomahawk is going to be one of those because you need tomahawk kills. So to do this, I would highly recommend try to get a tomahawk or try to craft one in early rounds, because that's when zombies are slow, they're not too quick, and you could just keep throwing the tomahawk, picking it up, throwing it, picking it up, do it like 5 times, and that will count as 1. So this is kind of a repetitive challenge, but it would be way easier if you do it in early rounds, because in later rounds there's going to be too many zombies. It's going to be a pain. So that's why if you do it in early rounds, you guys don't have to worry about it. And yes, you could do it in later rounds, but it's going to be that hassle of just trying and grab it back when there's probably going to be some elites, some armored zombies and stuff like that. So at that point, it's just not really worth it. So maybe like the first like round 1 all the way to round like maybe 15, 14, depending if you're doing this as a team. If you're doing it in solos, round 1 through 15. If you're doing this with a couple more people, I'd say maybe run round 1 through like 12 at most, somewhere around there. But That's going to be my best tips and tricks. And yes, you can combine this with this challenge, but at that point it's not worth it. And the thing is, sometimes with the tomahawk, I have noticed, and this happened to me in one of my live streams, I threw a tomahawk and the lingering effect caused it to kill multiple zombies with the one tomahawk. It's kind of rare, but it's possible that can happen to you, and you'll be able to get the challenge even more quicker. I don't know the exact way to make this happen, but it's happened to me a couple times in my live stream. So make sure you guys are turning into my live streams whenever I do play COD or anything like that, because those can help you out quite a bit. Then we're gonna go to the next challenge, which is stay right here. Kill 3 stunned enemies within 2 seconds of each other 50 times. So what I highly recommend you guys doing, craft a bunch of stuns, especially in late rounds. This is going to be the easiest way to do it because you're going to be getting so much salvage, and you'll be able to craft stuns left, right, and center. Plus, if you have a certain type of gun with certain attachments that give you more equipment, that's going to be your best bet of just even finding stuns, because the base rate of it is kind of low. But if you have a gun that's built with a barrel or a specific barrel, because there's certain attachments that you guys can put. So let me go right here and I'll quickly show you guys as well. So for example, I'm gonna go to my AK-47 because I just recorded that video of a gold Viper, and there's certain things that drop equipment. So for the muzzle, for example, the better the muzzle, the better equipment. So I would do it somewhere like maybe starting or maybe suppressor. I wouldn't venture out to this type of stuff because your gun is gonna have way too many cons, and it's at that point it's no point. But usually it's the muzzle for most guns. So for example, let me switch out a different gun that I'm not going to be using. So let's go over to this LMG, for example. So if we go over to the LMG, we go to our muzzle, same type of scenario, increased equipment drop. So do something like that. That's going to help you find more equipment for these challenges, because these challenges are kind of equipment heavy. As you guys can tell, you need a tomahawk and you're going to need some stuns. So make sure you guys are grouping up zombies and just throwing massive stuns and then just killing them in waves. DIE would be a great help for this challenge, just like the hide and seek ones. DIE would be so perfect, because especially the shockwave, because you can just throw a stun and immediately shoot the shockwave, and the burst will just kill everyone. And you also get bonus points, because this is what I usually do when I try to get more points. I stun a bunch of zombies and I have ring of fire and I shoot, because you get bonus points for killing a zombie. You get bonus points for killing zombies in ring of fire, and you get bonus points for killing a stun zombie. So that's triple the points, especially if you have double points going on at the same exact time. You're gonna be getting way more points than usual. So that's just what I do, and especially will help out with this challenge quite a bit. So since I've always been doing that, I finished this really quickly and it was actually really helpful. But those are how you do the top 3 challenges. Now we're venturing out into hands-off help. Revive yourself or other players with a self-revive or healing over 50 times. So this challenge was buggy when it initially released, because this is the last challenge I had to finish, because I was looking at the challenges for this and I finished everything else but this specific one. So even if you have healing aura and you're using it on yourself, there's certain times where it doesn't count. And if you guys don't know what healing aura is, it's a field upgrade, just like Ether Shroud, just like Ring of Fire. There's one that says healing aura. So there's many ways you can go by this, and what I would usually do is just whenever you get to a certain point and you have everything maxed out, go down a bunch of times, self-revive, buy another self-revive, go down, buy one. That's one way you can do it. Another way is if you go into a public lobby and there's usually some AFK people. If you guys haven't noticed or anything like that, or if there hasn't been anybody that's been going AFK, you can even do this with a buddy technically. When they're down, there's always AFK people, so they're always going to be going down because they're not playing the game. So once they go down, you can just revive them and it actually counts. So what you can do is play with a buddy, just be like, hey, can I get some downs or something like that? There you go. Just let them down early rounds, revive them, keep doing that for like a couple times. That can help. Self revives are obviously going to help. Healing aura is like, let's say if you especially if you have this upgraded, if you're across the map and you can't reach your friend, just use your healing aura and it revives them across the map. That's the one thing that you get while upgrading it. So if you don't have it upgraded, it's not going to work like that. But if you do have it upgraded, it works across the map, so it's perfect. So that's going to help out a lot. Those are like my best 3 tips. So make sure to spam self-revives if you are playing solo. Just whenever you get to a high round, spam all your real salvage, craft self-revives, get down, craft another one, get down. That's one way. Go to a public lobby and just hope that there's a person that's not, or a person that's AFK. Just let them keep going down, just reviving them over and over. That counts as a challenge. Or do this with a buddy and just ask for some downs and just keep reviving them. Or even doing it while just playing the regular game and just having healing aura and just reviving your teammates. So those are my tips and tricks for that one. Now we're gonna go to Ringmaster. Get 50 ring leader medals. Kill 10 or more enemies while staying in the ring of fire. I always say these. If you haven't checked out my Road to Dark Ether series, I always talk about Ring of Fire because it's such a good gun, or such a good field upgrade. I mean, it's really good to help out with your guns. So if you're going to be getting this no matter what, especially in high rounds, Ring of Fire is such a key thing to have. So I wouldn't really trip out about it too much. Just make sure you guys are running Ring of Fire and just keep trying to stay in there. So it doesn't matter if people are in there with you, it won't give you extra medals. It just means that you yourself have to get a bunch of kills while having Ring of Fire active and on the floor. So make sure you have it upgraded because it takes ammo from your stock, so you don't have to worry about actually reloading your gun or anything like that. So it helps out crap ton. So make sure you are using Ring of Fire, upgrade it, everything like that. And there isn't like a specific gun I would recommend, but in early rounds or even late rounds, Ring of Fire is very key. You can even use a DIE, you can use a ray gun, you can use any type of regular gun, SMG, LMG, anything like that. But maybe LMG might be useful because then you don't have to reload, but that's just my opinion. So this one's just going to take time. You can't really excel this like the other ones, but this one's just going to take a little bit of time. Try to work on a gun while you're doing this. Then our last challenge is Rampage. Earn 10 extermination medals. Kill 25 or more enemies rapidly. This is one of those things you can't really excel, like you can't cheat. Yes, you can do, out of the map cheats, all that type of stuff to help towards this. But if you are like a player that doesn't really care about those types of things and you just want to play the game and you want to do this efficiently, yes, you could do those. But what I would just do is wait till you get to high rounds and using Ring of Fire. Just like my last challenge that I was talking about, Ring of Master, this counts towards this as well. So it doesn't say you have to be using Ring of Fire, it doesn't say you have to be using anything else. It just says kill 25 or more enemies rapidly. So Ring of Fire would be something that's actually helpful. You can't use Ether Shroud really. I mean, Ether Shroud could give you 25 if you have the DIE, because you can combine that by going invisible and then shooting them when they're all running away. You could be using Tomahawks, but it's not going to help at all. And all these other ones that say healing aura you're not going to be able to use. Stunning can help out for getting your 25 kills immediately, but I would highly recommend C4s. C4s and are just so good in this game because they just one shot. Especially if you're doing this in solos, they can one shot for like really long time. I've seen it go up to like maybe around 40, 50s or 60s. They can just one shot zombies. So if you get a big enough horde, just throw a C4, it'll just kill them. So that's just my recommendation for this. All the grenades and everything like that doesn't really help out much. You'll just down them a little bit and like come back up. C4s on the other hand will blow them up. And yes, you could use the DIE as well. DIE is going to be very helpful for this challenge. So just use those types of tips and tricks to help you with all these challenges. But that's going to be it, guys. I went over all the challenges, try to give you guys my best in tips and tricks. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, or you guys need help, be sure to leave it in the comments below. You guys can even message me on Twitter or Instagram, and I'll try to reply as best I can, but mainly do it in the comment sections, and I'll try my best to help you guys out. But that's gonna be it. So if you did enjoy this type of content, be sure to leave a like, be sure to subscribe, and remember to turn on your notifications so you guys aren't missing out any new COD content or any other content that I am going to be posting on my channel, whether it's live streams, other video games, or even if it's Call of Duty. So I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.